law system by the breakdown of the border. It's all illegal.
We're doing Looking for a Place to Die. Mission in the New World. I have an A on it. I need an S on it. Listening to Bill Lockwood. Bill Lockwood, the smartest white man in America.
And she doesn't want to call them illegal. She's on tape now. We see on tape saying, give them all amnesty because that's all they want. They can't win on their ideas, so they end up flooding America with illegals. And the chaos that we see is the result of their desire.
Yeah. Were you surprised when they imposed the Haitian on the people in Ohio, a little small town in Ohio out of nowhere, and now down in Ohio area there's nothing but chaos. The blacks are eating the cats and the dogs and the ducks from the ponds, and it's just nothing but chaos, car accidents and all kinds of stuff. Were you surprised when they dumped the blacks on the white people in Ohio?
I didn't mean to burn.
No, they want to do that. See, Barack Obama had done that himself. He had flown
to double up on my
huge groups of Muslims from the Middle East. And
dude, that's nuts. How many times you can get out at once?
They airlifted them in, so they don't cross the border on foot. They airlift them in, and so what did he do? He put huge minority populations, for example, in Amarillo, Texas. So in Amarillo, which was a huge conservative stronghold, they actually dilute the voting bloc by doing that, and that's what Barack Obama did. That's what Joe Biden is doing. So he puts them into these big conservative zones, and he absolutely destroys the voting bloc as well as the peace and law and order of those particular neighborhoods. And that is not surprising. That's what they want. FDR said this, Jesse, that in politics, nothing happens by accident. This is not accidental.
That's for sure.
This is not something, that's too bad that happened. I can't believe that happened. No, this is what they desire. This is what they knew was going to happen. This is what they planned for the chaos for America.
When you first heard about the assassination attempts on Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, what were your first thought? Were you surprised? And then the way it's been dealt with now, they're trying to blame Donald Trump for it, saying that his rhetoric is causing it. Were you surprised, and are you surprised at the way that
Dolphy's just so efficient? Why'd they make him so good?
Like
he's like so cracked.
Right. Yeah.
He has every move you can imagine.
When Donald Trump was first elected, it's interesting that we had people declaring that the celebrities and liberals declaring that they were going to blow up the White House, that they were going to have him assassinated. Snoop Dogg had a video in which he depicted the assassination of Donald Trump. Don't tell me it's Donald Trump's rhetoric. This is how the left has behaved from the time he was elected. Before he even took seat in office, they were already talking violently about getting rid of the president. Then you have Katie Griffin, who is out there depicting a beheading of Donald Trump, and this was going on and on and on. They talked about the loss of our democracy. They don't even know what democracy is. But at any rate, they're the ones who started this all. They started that before he even did one legislative act or one executive action.
And so when you heard of that first attack, when they shot him in the ear,
right?
And then what were your thoughts with the first attack, assassination attempt?
I shot him dead. I just took out a pistol and shot him dead, bro. That was sick.
That they are actually going to try to carry this out, and I thought they had. I didn't know that he had only been wounded so slightly, but I knew. I have felt in my bones for a long time that this is what they have desired. This is what they've wanted. This is what they've talked about. They've done everything except put the gun in the hands of assassins and sent them out there. They've done everything but that. And so now we have another guy that was at the golf course trying the same thing. But these people are, you know what? Vladimir Lenin said it best. He said that we have a country of useful idiots. They're useful to the left, and they're idiots because they are controlled by the mainstream media, the leftist media, who gins up hatred against Donald Trump and anyone who wants to roll back the size of government. Anybody who's a conservative of any kind, they want to roll it back, and they want to destroy that person, and that's exactly what's happening here.
And now they're saying some news outlets are reporting that Iran, I think it's Iran, want to take him out
He
too.
hit me.
And
Right.
they
Wait,
have
I'm scared.
they have
Kaido,
somehow another
help
gotten
me.
into his computer system and all that kind
They're
of stuff.
hitting me.
And the Democrats still don't care. I'm stunned
Heavenly
because I'm
demon.
learning as I talk to you about this. I'm stunned that our government, the American government,
The first demon came from heaven.
is so against the people and hunger and thirst after power and wealth that they would do almost anything to get it. And now I'm concerned that Donald Trump won't make it until the election time. I just don't know what to think at this point.
Well, it is difficult to swallow, and I think it is so evil and wicked, as you understand also, that I think American people have a hard time believing that we can have such a deep state that is so wicked and so evil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
it's crazy
example,
nobody believes
the Biden
it. Because all the evidence are there. And then they're like, oh, they just made a mistake. Again? And again? And again?
And in Georgia,
Yeah, aight,
trying to
buddy.
put Trump
Aight,
behind
buddy.
bars. What is the President of the United States, the Democrat Party, doing joining with the prosecutors in local places, trying to get them to put Donald Trump away? You know, the depth of their wickedness knows no bounds. It is
No bounds.
We don't know how deep it is. So I would not
They
be
want you to pay
surprised
taxes, and then they give
if
$1
they would-
billion,
if the Biden
billions of
administration
dollars
is
to
not somehow
And
about
nobody
some of
says
the things
anything.
released from Iran, worried about
And
these.
then you
what,
don't
by
think
the way,
the
at
government's
Pennsylvania,
corrupt? You want to
attack
trust in
against
it?
Donald Trump. You know that
They
Secret
give them
Service
billions
had
of dollars.
resisted
There was
having
no
a
vote.
counter-sniper
There was
for
no.
months previous. That
There
was
was
the
no.
first time I understand
Do we
that they
support
had
this as a
counter-sniper
people?
on the roof.
Does this support
They
our
had
values? There's no
resisted that. They didn't
discussion.
want to do it.
They just
As
sent
a matter of
money.
fact, Democrats have wanted to
It's
pull
crazy.
away the Secret Service
I'm not even
protection
using
from
the
Donald
word.
Trump. Some of the congressmen did that because, well, he's a convicted felon, so therefore he should have no Secret Service protection.
Let's change that.
You know very well what they know what's going to happen here. They absolutely know that we have wickedness in this country, and there are a lot of people willing to pull the trigger.
There
And that's
is
exactly what I think the Democrats are all
Wickedness
about.
and demon and
There are people
principality,
who
something like that,
believe
in
that,
high places is what the Bible says. High
Donald
places.
Trump, it's crazy. I've literally spoken to people who believe that the whole assassination attempt on Donald Trump, the first one and the second one, was a setup. They're saying that Donald Trump did that in order to get
1, 2,
attention
3.
because he was losing, they say, and they were trying to bring himself back up in the polls.
How do I do it?
And that he was losing. And
Oh,
they
it's just
believe
two.
that
Okay,
the whole
that's
thing
fine.
was planned.
Yeah, I tell you what. Now just think about that. How stupid is that thought that Donald Trump would plan that he said, I want a sniper over here 130 yards away,
Oh, Santa Maru.
and I'm going to turn my head
The
and I
bird
want you to take off my right ear. You know what?
I was having too much fun. I think I'm slow now.
There's no way anybody would be. I can't believe anybody would be so stupid as to believe. Okay, now, I'm going to stand up there and allow a guy with an AR-15 to shoot at my head, but by the way, I want you to only nick my right ear. Yeah, right. Yeah. But you know, Democrats will believe anything. They believe anything at all. So that's why they're as Vladimir Lenin said. I don't mean to be so blunt, but Lenin's the one who said it. They're useful idiots. They're useful to the left cause, and they're idiotic because they believe anything the left media tells them.
Yeah, for real.
That's exactly what that is.
Which
It's a
is
useful,
crazy
idiotic
because
idea.
they're
And
so
so-
hateful.
You're
they're
saying that
so
the
hateful.
voters
When you
that
listen
vote,
to
the
what
people
they're
who vote
saying.
for the Democratic Party are useful idiot, or the representatives.
Well, Vladimir Lenin said that regarding the voters,
Oh, okay.
the people
Yeah,
that
that
are out
made
here.
sense.
Yeah, the people. He said they're just useful idiots, and he said that's how they are because they want. You see these signs in yards like Harris and Walls. You know, I thought, do you understand the basics of our country and the Constitution? Do you understand? You know, Barack Obama also relied upon the useful idiots too, because You know, he lied to the American people to get into office, and then he changed his mind supposedly on marriage between a man and a woman. Said no,
Sure
I
did.
think it's between a man and a man. No, he knew all the time. He was part of homosexual clubs in Chicago. He had already believed in that. David Axelrod came on and said later in his book said, no, they lied to the American people to get in office, and then after they get in office, then you go back to your normal belief. That's exactly what Kamala Harris is
so
doing.
good.
She's lying. Oh, I believe in fracking. I don't believe in taking guns away from people. No, she believes in all of that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Kamala Harris. What is your impression of her? What's wrong with her? She seems to be empty, and she doesn't know how to find her way out of a paper bag.
Yeah, she's just an empty blouse. Yeah, you know, actually, she is only a puppet.
Yeah.
We know that the deep state recently, just about 700 people from the government deep state, that is, these people that are ensconced in positions of influence in our government, the bureaucracy, the bureaucrats, so democratic leaning, 700 of them have endorsed her. They're the ones who are controlling the government, and she is simply the figurehead. She is an empty blouse, and that's all that she is. And she really doesn't. She got to her position. She got there by sleeping with Willie Brown. That's the deal. And he gave favors to the people that that were his mistresses and so forth. And that's what he did in California. She advanced because of that kind of thing. Now, people may say, well, Donald Trump is not morally clean either. That's true, but you know what? It's different with women on this particular case, and people may fall out and jump all over the show saying this, but it's different. It's different for women in the sense that
goofing off a little.
she has advanced in her position due to the men that she has had relationships with in the past. When a man has relationships that are immoral, they usually hurt him. They don't advance him at all.
I got the yes.
In her case,
That's one
it has
for the record
advanced
books,
her all the way
boys.
up. Willie Brown gave
Dof,
her
he's too
position
good.
because, hey, she is his mistress. So he put her in position.
On to the next
DA of San, or is DA of San.